Should be going in a second. Hopefully I don't have to re-enter all the yep, there we go, streaming. Okay. Let's see. Live. All right, so this thing has definitely got the wrong thing on the live. Let's see. There we go. Okay, sorry about all that. I'm going to get it going in just a second. I'll share this. All right, and for some reason, Restream is not carrying Facebook onto the chat, or it wasn't yesterday, so we'll see about that. Anyway, okay, so here we go. Let me get this as clear as I can. Screen elements that are kind of in the way. Oh, well, it looks like you can't resize it any more than that. Nice, Behringer. Okay, I know a lot of you guys use Mixing Station instead of XAir-18. Let me see if I can't just zoom in on this thing real quick. The zoom control? Nope, it's not control. Alt? Nope, that's not it. Yet. The right monitor. And I want to zoom. How do you zoom? There we go. Just remind me to put this back later on because this is going to be pretty ugly. Okay, and I think that's about as good as I can get. I can take my stupid face off of here. All right. Here we go. So we got we're gonna be putting a band in the back of a truck, like a flatbed truck, and I did this one time for a big Christmas parade and realized that I couldn't hear. I'm sitting on the truck with everybody else, and so I can't hear what it actually sounds like. I could hear their monitors, but I definitely couldn't hear. I couldn't hear what the mix actually sounded like, and so I had to keep jumping off the truck and running in front of it and running behind it and stuff, and that sucked. So last year for the 4th of July parade, I just got on my bike. That seemed to work pretty good. Just control it with Mixing Station on my phone. This program XAir-18 isn't available for the phone, so position this a little bit. Actually turn off some of this stuff. How about that? Okay, I'm going to take my face out of here because you don't need to see that anyway. There we go. That should be pretty clear. So, looking at this show, let me load a scene. I don't want to load a scene. I want to load a... All right, okay, so it is, the chat is working. I want to load a snapshot, not a scene. And you can go through the hierarchy of what all that is, but okay, so this is where we are. So Nalo Parade, this is the one where I was in the back of the truck. Okay, so I'm not doing that. I'm gonna load up this one right here, and I'm gonna resave this to 4th of July parade. How I rename that. For a truck, how about that? Save. Okay. So first of all, I'm going to build this mix. I have a list. Hey, Restream. No, Not restream. Who's up? Somebody on Discord. All right, good. Discord's working. Okay, so here is what we got. Drums, electric guitars, bass, one lead vocal, one background vocal, backing vocal. Yeah, add some stuff here. So let's just start at the beginning. I don't. Okay, so that's how you do it. Right, so I'm just gonna name these first, and on the app you actually go to the next channel each time. I'm not sure, this doesn't seem to do that. Kick, snare. I really don't need to add these. Nobody's gonna. I don't think we're gonna be putting these in the mix. But let's just say kick, snare. If we did 3 toms, can we even fit that? I don't think so. I'm just gonna put kick and snare. If we come back to this and there's space, I'll put some toms and stuff. But so when you go bass, it's just so weird. You can't just tab to the next one. This is gonna be guitar 1. That didn't work. Actually, it's kind of small. Guitar 1. Oh, they have some templates already made. That's nice. Guitar 2. Oh, see, I don't usually use this program. I use Mixing Station, but that thing's kind of convoluted for this. So guitar, bass, guitar, 2 vocals, and I'm going to say an MC. I'm going to split the vocals for monitors. So that's going to take me 2 channels. You know what? I can actually put these, I can actually put the toms here. So I was hoping you could drag and drop the channels across, but I guess you can't on this. Or maybe you can. You guys know, anybody out there know make XAir edit better than I do? Let me know. I'm just gonna change these. So select. Let's see if they have these. Hi Tom. Yeah, good. How do you select it? Sorry, I did not know how to use this. Hi Tom. Okay. Mid Tom. Like I say, these probably aren't going to go in actually out in the mix. Or Tom. And let's just turn all these drums green. How about that? Drums are going to be green. Be able to know from a glance. So this is going to be bass. Yeah, I know there's got to be a way easier way to do this, but that's what I'm doing for now. So guitar. Let's see if there's 2 guitars. The guitar. 2. Vocal 1. All right. I already said Mixing Station. I know. I normally use Mixing Station, but I think this is clearer, the XAir edit one. And I will be using Mixing Station on my phone because there is no XAir edit on here. I'm going to make an MC mic just in case. Kill this real quick. All right. I'm going to double these. This is so there's going to be a monitor one that I can just send just to the monitors, just in case I want to do something different to the monitor mix than to the mains mix. Like for instance, I do not want to put a compressor on their monitor mix. So let me do that right here. So it's going to turn these pink. How about that? So this is going to be Let's put V1 mon. The other one is going to be V2 mon. And like anything in the computer, probably want to save this a lot. And it's not giving me an overwrite. Am I sure this is saving? I don't know. What happens if I hit save here? So that's a scene. I don't want to do a scene necessarily. I definitely want to do a snapshot. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going to load it. Well, let me load a different one. There we go. Load this. Maybe it doesn't give you confirm because snapshots are kind of switching them fast, right? Okay, so these I'm not really going to, these are going to be nothing. Just going to leave them as channel names. Just these ones white. No, it's might use aux1 for music coming in. And okay, yeah, we gotta make some choices in a second. I'm just gonna color these light blue for now. Okay, next thing, I want to make sure that the right inputs are going to the right places. And in this case, vocal 1 is going to be split between channel 9 and channel 12. And vocal 2 is going to be split between channel 10 and channel 13. So let's get into channels. We could kick the... well, I know how to do this on Mixing Station. I'm not sure how to do this on XAir-18. Sorry, let me figure this out. Input 1, input 1. Okay, good. Input 2. Put 3 is 3, 4 is 4, 5 is 5, 6 is 6. Probably not going to need phantom power for that. Let me just take off the phantom. Good idea not to have that on unless you absolutely know you need it. All right. These are going to be impulse loaders. Or actually, no, these are catalysts. I can actually just take the output. Hopefully, we're taking the catalyst. The catalyst will let you take an output right from them. It'll already be an impulse response. It'll be awesome. Don't need to futz around with impulse loaders. See. All right. So 8, good. 9, 10, 11. So this is where we're going to do the split here. So this is going to come from input 9. And this is going to come from input 10. And we're set there. I'm going to set these back, even though we're not going to use these, just in case something comes up and I have to use this. I'll put this in here. I don't have a EQ profile for tuning out feedback on the. I probably have a library saved someplace, but for these right here, I'm going to want a certain EQ that's going to tune out the feedback. But let's first of all just clear out the EQs. So I'm not sure how to set channels to default. Let's see if there's a thing. XAir app set channel to default. Set. Creating a blank scene. Yeah, see? Quickest way to reset the channel. So people are seeing the same problem I am. Okay. Never mind that. All right. I'm going to start everything at, actually, no. I'll start the drums at 12 dB of mic preamp gain. I wonder if I can type this in. Now, you can save something to a library and then just recall it as a blank channel, I'm sure. Bass, let's say that's 12 as well. Guitars, I'm going to do it 12. Might need more, might need less. We'll deal with that. 12. Vocals, I'm going to start these at 28 decibels. And notice this. Okay, hold on. Right now, this thing says 6.5. Let's look on the monitor channel. See how that's 6.5? Because these are split, let's see what happens. So I'm going to set this to 28. And look on the monitor, it's 28 now. Okay, there we go. MC is going to be 28. I wonder if I have a wireless mic I can give. All right. So far, so good. Don't need phantom on there. Don't need phantom on there. Rather not have phantom on anything. All right. So probably going to do an aux fed sub. So I'm gonna deal with that in a second. Let's talk about what we need for here. I'm gonna turn a low cut on the kick. Okay, we can argue about that. Whatever. I'm putting a low cut on the kick at 20 hertz. We'll deal with that in a bit. I'm gonna put a low cut on the snare at. I should put it at like 150. I'm gonna put it at 120 for now. Is there a fine tune on here? How do you fine tune? Not control. Can you type? Oh, you can. Okay. So we'll put 120. Hi, Tom. I'm just going to set all these to 50. I probably should do this a lot higher, but I'll deal with that in a little bit. Like I said, I'm probably not going to even put these in the mains. So I'm setting a high pass filter so that we're not getting any rumble we don't need. Bass. I'm going to set the bass. Let's look at this note to frequency chart. Okay, so we're looking at 40 hertz is E1. So I'm going to look at what is the lowest. What frequency is the fundamental of a low E string on a bass guitar? 41 hertz. Okay. Never say never. I'll just do 20. How about that? Just in case it's drop D or something. I mean, this is another octave down. 20 is probably not going to do too much. Guitars. Okay. I'm going to push these guys up to 150. And the Impulse is already going to have a pretty good high pass filter. I'm going to be a little bit more careful than that. Now, call the ambulance. I'm going to set the high pass on the vocals pretty high. I would like to set it at about 250. That might be goofy. I'm going to set it at 200 for now. And though people will not like this in their monitors so much, it's going to be a lot safer if I set the monitor high pass at least to 200. I probably should be doing these at 250. Mess these guys. I don't care. Okay. So let's go back. Let's look at our gates. I'm probably going to want a gate on here. Very, very much shorter than this. I'm going to hold this for 70 milliseconds. Fade out pretty quick. This is going to be a very quick gate. Don't have the filter on right now. I probably won't need it. We're going to have to figure out the threshold. Right now, I'm going to leave it all the way down. This is looking good. Gate. Okay. So how do I copy this? Copy. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing to the snare. Okay, so you can do all this stuff. So you can. Good. I might do something with the EQ later. Snare, I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to set you a little bit longer and 250 millisecond fade out. This is so weird. If I were doing a key filter, what is the type? Like when you look out on a mixing station, you can actually see that whether it's a high pass, low pass, or a band pass. I guess you can see it on here. Let's see what happens when we change the type. Okay, so there we go. Type is a high pass type. Oh yes, low cut. Oh, there we go. So 3 just must mean the Q. Okay, never mind. Sorry for the tangent. I'm going to copy this one, and I'm going to do this to all the toms. It's weird having so many different types of software to control the same mixer. Okay, bass. I'm not really don't want a gate on here. Probably not going to want gates on any of this stuff. Turn that off. Extreme cases, we might need this, but I'm hoping not. Okay. Okay, so we've got our gate EQ. Here we go. It's going to get funny. If I reset this, is it going to kill my low cut? Nope. Okay, good. I'm just going to reset all these. All good with that. See, that was for Tom. Okay. This is where it's going to get ugly. Is when I do the monitor EQ. Should turn this up. 150. This is the EQ that's going to matter, and it's going to matter a lot. Why isn't the low cut on? This is what's going on here. Let me go back to the input. Low cut. So I guess you got to enable it there. Okay. So we're going to be making some serious cuts in here, but I may have to do that on the fly when I'm in the truck with the monitors, and we'll figure it out there. These two monitor channels, these are the ones that are going to matter for feedback, right? The mains shouldn't feedback. They may, but they shouldn't. And I'm going to be making some dips on here to get rid of whatever feedback frequencies are coming out. Okay, so that's good. Compressors. Okay. So I'm just going to do a pretty generic. Actually, for the kick, let's see what their preset is. 4-to-1. I don't know. So here's all their different knees. Is that? I don't see the knee changing. I'm going to do it at 0 anyway. A peak compressor. I'm not going to do a side chain for now. This might change. When you run a moving truck, though, like a lot of this stuff is going to be very hard to get right. So I'm going to set kind of an aggressive 5-to-1, I guess. I'm going to set the thresholds all the way up, so it's not doing anything at first. Should I do 6 dB again? All right. I'm actually not hating their time here. I wonder if this hold time will keep it from kind of making crunchy noises. I'm going to leave that be. They're not playing that fast. I'm going to leave the kick compressor kind of longer. I don't know if I want that 6 dB of gain in there, because I am going to be trimming it down. Yeah, I'll leave it. That's fine. Okay. So that's the, oh shoot, that's the vocal monitor. No, okay. Sorry. Let's see what they say for vocals. That's a lot of knee. I'm kind of more of kind of a brick wall dude. All right. Let's do this kick. Okay. So 5-to-1. We give it, how about 3 dB? No knee. I know about the, let's do log to peak. Start at 20 milliseconds. Do a 1 millisecond to hold just in case it makes toggling noises. And I'm going to do 250-ish of release time. Thresholds all the way up. I want to do linear or log. That's the kick. Snare, a little bit less aggressive. 4-to-1, no knee, still peak. Do 1 millisecond to hold again. This is going to be, I'm going to start here at 25 milliseconds of attack, This may not work at all. I can always trim that back. Actually, we got to turn these guys on. Pressure's on. And I'm just going to copy the snare setting to the toms. Okay, so toms are on. Again, this is probably all going to change. Bass. I'm going to get pretty aggressive with this. I think it has a compressor on board, but let's see what they say for bass. Yeah, everybody's got a neon here. I'm a little bit more of a thug when it comes to that. Yeah, see, I'm going to put a much longer release. And I get aggressive with the bass. I know this is in limiter territory, but I'm okay with that. What did I do for makeup gain on the snare? So 3 dB. Sorry about that. I forgot to do that. Okay. Bass. So yeah, like I say, aggressive. No knee, peak. If I need this, I need this, and I will pull it down and we'll be okay. Guitars. Probably not going to need these, I hope. But if I do, I'm going to make it kind of aggressive. Really fast attack. This is fine. It's good to me. Hopefully I'm not going to need this. So I'm going to leave these on, but the threshold's all the way up. Copy. Paste that here. Okay, vocals. Let's go. Let's see what they say. 3 to 1. You know, you do like church vocals, right? How about this? We'll do the church vocal preset. 10 milliseconds, 52 milliseconds. Got some makeup gain. This is filtering. I'm not going to do that for now. If I do filter, it's probably going to be a high pass filter. In fact, I'll put that right now. And I'll put that kind of high. So I just want to get rid of the cranky stuff. Okay. No knee. Pretty good. Put this on the other vocal. Okay. Got a kind of a lot of makeup gain. And I'm going to put this same thing on the MC vocal. It's probably going to need it the most, actually. When you're talking by yourself, the swings are going to be a lot bigger. So, okay. Now, I don't want a compressor on these guys. It's just asking for feedback. Let's make sure that these high pass filters are on, though. That's super important. Okay. Okay, so we've got, okay, so here we go. Now we're going to get tricky. So how are we going to, what are we doing for monitors? How many monitor mixes are we going to have? We got a truck. Like, we can't have that many monitor mixes, but just in case, man, it could be crazy. So we're going to do aux fed subs. So I'm going to so let's go through the monitor mixes right now. So this one is, subs. How do I change the name here? Okay, there we go. Subs. Monitor 1, monitor 2, monitor 3, monitor 4. Okay, so we got that. Guess we could color these somehow. Guess they are colored. So 4 monitor mixes, if that. All right. While I am doing aux fed subs, I am going to make these post fader just because there's so much stuff going on. I'm just going to make this post fader and I'll just adjust the sub level. So for right now, I'm going to actually, let me just make sure the IO is correct. Okay, so here's the routing matrix. Here you can see that we're splitting these channels right here. Makes sense. So this all looks good. Why 17 and 18 are like this. I've always been a little bit confused. Okay, aux out. Okay. So when this says post fader, what are they referring to? This is post the subs fader? I don't know. I really don't. Some of this is a little bit weirder on here than it is on mixing station. Let me just check main. Okay, so I can choose. All right, so I think we're okay here. All right, so I think you have to get really specific here, and this is tricky. This is where it's going to get kind of ugly, but how it is. So figure out how these things are fed. So I'm going to go to sends. I'm going to go to kick. Wait a second, I want to see that again. Yeah. So wait, is this telling me that I can do all this from here? Let's see. So this just says post EQ for that sub. Well, if I can do it from here, that's a lot faster. All right, let me take a look. We'll click the kick. So yeah, see, my kick is saying post EQ, but when I click on subs, oh, it's saying post EQ. Okay, let me change that. Okay, so I'm gonna change this to post fader, and when I click here, post fader. Wait, why did it change all the channels at once? Oh, changes affect all channels. That's actually pretty handy. Do I want to do that? So what if I don't do that? Let me do snare, and I'm gonna change that to pre-fader. You go back to subs. Okay, so yeah, it does work. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm going to make all the subs post fader. Okay, and by doing that, I'm just going to put anything that I want in subs, I'm going to put in at 0. And so whatever level I give to the bass or the kick or whatever, that's what levels they're going to the subs. Okay, now I may change this a little bit, or I may not, but this way, as I turn up the bass guitar channel, it'll turn up the send to the subs. But I still have a fader that I can turn the subs as a whole up or down. And I could do these pre-fader, but I want to do this post-fader for a couple of reasons. I'll deal with that in a second. See, so monitor mix 1. I want to do this pre-fader. I'm not sure what the difference between post-EQ and pre-fader is. So let me take a look at XAir-18 pre-fader versus post EQ and see if somebody puts a chart up. XAir-18 sends routing diagram. Let's see if somebody has a picture. Okay, here we go. This is what we want to see. Okay, so if we do, here's post EQ. Okay, so the gate and the compressor are the things you add for pre-fader. That's okay. Okay, so pre-fader is what I want for most of this. Now here's the thing. Let me do that global thing. Not working. I don't want these two to be able to go to the monitors at all. That's the regular vocals. I only want these guys to be able to go to the monitors. I don't think there's really a way I can prevent that though, so I'm going to leave that be. What is this one? Is that a group? Is that a mute group? Yeah, I'm not sure if that is. Okay, I'm gonna leave that be for now. Not sure what this one is. That might be a DCA group. It might be a bus. I'll figure out that in a second. Okay. Monitor mix 2, I want those to be pre-fader. Mix 3, I want pre-fader. Mix 4, I want pre-fader. And if we have a mix 5, I want a pre-fader. Well, I'll deal with the effects in a second. Let me just get this very straight. Got all the sends where we want them. Okay, I think these are mute groups. Let me see. 1, 2, and so 3 is not going to do anything. Okay, so these are mute groups. Sure if these are DCA groups or not. I don't know what this is. Let's see. What is this? Is this a send? Let me look at these sends. Okay, nobody's going anywhere. Effects. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, those are effect sends. These I think are. Oh, these are the subs. That's the, yeah. Okay, duh. Thank you. Subs. Sorry, I'm figuring out some of this as we're going. Actually, I'm figuring out a lot of this as we're going. Sorry about that. Got here. That is somebody's effect. I don't know what these ones are. I have a feeling those are VCA groups, but not positive. And where are the actual groups, or is the subs the groups? Yeah, if somebody can tell me what these are. I think these are. Let me see if there's some other routing that I can see. Let me go to sends. Figure out. So this one's got a 2 on it. Let's see where that is. Not sure if post fader means if you're not going to the mains. Yeah, I don't know what these are. Is this a DCA group? Let's see. Okay, so DCA group 2. I'm going to turn. Let's just put these here. Let's see if this does anything. Actually, I wouldn't know, would I? Yeah, anybody out there who knows what that number is? I doubt there's much manual for this. An auto mix group. I don't know what this is, so I'm turning it off. Weird. How do you do the assignment? Oh, that is DCA group. See that? If I put it on 3, it'll go to 3. Okay, so don't want that. Okay, good. All right, so we know that. Let's do some effects. I'm not going to do a delay here. So we're going to do Paul. Do plate. Do we say room? Chamber. And This is going to be monitor reverb. And we're going to figure out how to route that. All right, so for the sends to these guys, go to sends. Did we? Now, is this the return or is this a send? Right? I don't know. I don't know. Okay. This has to be the send. Okay, so I want all of FX send 1 to be post fader. So as I turn up that channel, it's going to send more reverb, whatever. This one too, I want to be post fader. FX3, I want to be post fader. FX4. Now, depending on how they treat the routing here, I probably want this on pre fader. But again, I don't want anything to go into there except these two guys right here, the vocal 1 monitor and vocal 2 monitor. I'm going to figure out how to do that. Okay, so these are the sends, and these are the returns. So in the mains, I want these 3 guys to come back, but I do not want the monitor reverb to go into the mains. I want the monitor reverbs. Okay, I don't want any reverbs in the subs. For the monitors, I'm going to put the return at 0 just for that effect. None of the other effects are going to go into the monitors. Save this on a snapshot. What am I not seeing? All right, I'm going to take everything out of these mute groups for now. I should probably make some, but we'll deal with that later. Okay, so let's see what it accomplished so far. So I get rid of these. So here's the goal. We're going to have band in the back of the truck. We're going to have the mains go out to the crowd, the people who are watching the parade. We're going to have the monitors go to the band so the band can hear the vocals. I don't think they probably don't need to hear anything else, but if they do, we can actually send guitars and bass and stuff into the drummer's monitor. It's probably going to be tight quarters, so it's probably not going to matter that much, but just in case. And 4 different reverbs is probably overkill. But I've got 3 reverbs that the crowd can hear. I've got 1 reverb that the artists can hear. We have our aux-fed subs set up, and they're set up post-fader, and the channels that need to go to them are set up. We have all our channels named, and we're made sure, double check this, made sure that the right inputs are going to the right channels. We've done a split between the front of house vocals and the monitor vocals. We've set high pass filters on everything that we need it. We've set gates on anything that needs them. Put the threshold all the way down, so it's not doing anything at the moment. Reset the EQs, left the filters in, the high pass filters. Are definitely going to have to do some feedback tweaking for these 2 channels right here. Put compressors on all the channels that need them. Got our sends figured out, who needs to go where. I could preset some of these sends if I knew what monitors were what. I'll do that in the at the show. That's no problem. Got our oh, that's what we need to do. Okay, so the first one is going to be a hall Hall reverb. Second one is going to be a plate reverb. Third one is going to be a chamber. It's like chorus chamber. Interesting. I don't want to play with the chamber reverb. Yeah, I'm just going to do a basic chamber. And this one is going to be for the monitors. So let's give this one a one. Whatever this plate reverb is a little bit different. I may chop down the times. So maybe we can see them. So here's yeah. Actually, this is pretty much what I want. These are all kind of long. I'll probably tweak these when it comes down to it. Well, we've got all the reverbs set. We've got I think we got our reverbs in the monitors. Yep. I think we're good to go. This is, I'll be loading this up in Mixing Station and, check that. I'll check that on my phone in a second. I'm going to save it again. Think we're set. Am I missing anything? Anybody know? Maybe the mains effects. Let's go to the main mix. Oh no, sorry, that's not the mains. Here's the mains. Oh, okay. Almost got me. All right. So there's some stuff we got to do to these EQs. So the mains, check this out. All right. We're gonna fix this right now. All right. How come I can't see this EQ? All right. All right. Reset. Now, well, I'd like to undo that. Can I undo that? I don't think you can undo. Nope. Okay. What I do want to do is do a high pass. I don't know that I can change the Q. Let's look at this graphic EQ. Yeah, see, look, we're messing around here. We'll reset the graphic EQ, turn it off actually. So I want to do a filter right here. So let's take a look at the subs. Here's my cousin made this. It's probably fine. So he's doing a shelf here. Yeah, he's doing a shelf. Why are we boosting here? I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. I'm gonna reset. Let's hold on before I reset it. So he's doing this at 100 hertz. Depends on what speakers he's got, I guess. We're gonna do a high cut. I would say to do this at 80, which is where this thing is defaulting to. That would give the subs very little to do, which is good. And hopefully that would give the, wouldn't get too low on the mains. But so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to cross them over at 80. So the subs are going to have a filter at 80. The mains, I'm going to do a low cut. Yep. At 80. That's right. So I've got these working counter to each other. You take the graphic EQ, and it probably doesn't hurt to get in here and change the graphic and yank down 20 and 20 all the way up to 40 or whatever. But I'm going to leave that be for now. What I am going to do, I want to check on the monitors. I want to clear these out. Now, you probably want to high pass these monitors. So we'll do that. We'll do that in a second, though. Let me get rid of I don't want any surprises. And sometimes I get surprises when the graphic EQs are doing things. Set these. I'm actually going to turn all the graphics off. Good thing, man. This would have been scary if I didn't change this. I've been trying to figure something out that wasn't there. All right. Now let's go to the parametric EQ. The bass probably needs some subs in it, but you know what? We're not dealing with that. So I'm gonna do a low cut, and 80 seems low. I'd rather do it like 150, but I'll do them at 80. That should be okay. Start there. If it makes trouble, we'll fix it. But you know, this is one of those things. Like, this is going to be kind of quick, so the more I can fix now, the better. I should have a preset already made to keep the feedback out of the mics, but I actually don't know what mics we're going to be using, so I guess that doesn't help all that much. But you know, you should make a library. Like where I mix at night, usually I have a library that has different microphones I can just pull up that I've rung out in the monitors there. All right, so monitor mix 3, so high pass is on there. So I'm just putting a high pass on the monitors here. Cut again, yep. And last one. And EQ's on. All right, as far as I can tell, I think we're good. So yeah, that man, the monitor EQs would have surprised me, and that would have been a very bad thing. Just seeing if the effects sends have an EQ, they don't. The effects returns do. Now check this out. You can go ahead and make a you know what they call Abbey Road reverb, right? You could go and put high and low pass filters on all the reverbs and stuff. I'm not gonna for now. I'm gonna change the high to a shelf. It's already a shelf. Okay, perfect. Because I might be dragging down the highs on these reverbs. Yeah, good thing we're checking all this. Okay. I think I'm about as far as I can go here. That saved. How long was that? No, it wasn't actually that long of a. Been on here for about an hour. That's actually good. Yeah, I'm working on the IEM rack mix right now too. This is my XAir-18. I'm going to be using as a IEM rack for my band. Unless you guys see something that I'm missing, is there something? Hold on, let me check the Discord thing. I think I am set. Looking for anything I might have forgotten. I'm sure there'll be 10 things, but I don't see it right now. I could preset some effects and monitor levels, but that sounds dangerous to me. What am I looking at here? 28. That's the vocal levels. This must be mic preamp gain right here. Cool. Kind of confused. Hawks bus sends. Why am I seeing this? Monitor reverb is going to. Well, that's right. Duh. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the monitor reverb is going to all the monitor mixes, and none of the effects are sending to themselves. Looking good. I'm really thinking that, this is the thing. At the end, I'm always looking for hidden EQs because that's the ones that nail you. Hidden EQs, weird routing that could be going someplace you don't think it's going. That's where things get scary. Let me go to sends and look at the mains. Get subs. Pre-fader, 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 pre-fader. Effects is all post-fader, except for this one is going to be pre-fader. Okay. Monitor, the one that's supposed to be the monitor effects, I have it on as an insert in channel 10. Let's take a look at what's going on there. Okay, so here's channel 10. Let's see if we can see that in here. Input. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so this is in channel 10 where we definitely don't want it. Let me go back to effects, take it off of insert, go off. I think this is send and return. We'll look back on the channel again, and now we don't see anything on the channel insert. All right, good. I think, see, every time we go through here, there's something else. I would have been turning up that monitor reverb and never hearing it and wondering, hey, how come this isn't working? Oops, right? So, I'm gonna fix that. All right, I think we're good. I'm gonna save this one more time. That should be it, I think. Yeah. All right, sorry, it's an hour kind of rambly because I'm looking for things, but just want to double check. There's another DCA or mute group. All right, that's good. I'm gonna get out of here. I got 5 billion other things. I'll probably be back on to for mixing in a second, but we shall see. I'm pretty far behind on some stuff. All right, see you guys.